Good day and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. In coverage of the ongoing civil war taking place inside of the former state of Ethiopia, the great counteroffensive by the Tigrayan army continues as it has stifled a recent, fairly large-scale offensive by the Ethiopian army, by the Amhara regional paramilitary forces in its attempt to push north towards Waldea. We know now that the forces of the Abiy Loyalist and the Amhara region would now appear to becoming fairly desperate. We have received word that airstrikes have been launched by the Federal Air Force, by the Abiy Loyalists on Mekelle. It would appear that some initial operations were conducted with the focus of going after the Planet Hotel. It is reported that there was some damage that occurred within the vicinity of the Planet Hotel. This has been known as a possible meeting place for senior leadership within the Tigrayan leadership apparatus. But it would appear that multiple airstrikes were conducted within the vicinity of Mekelle. Other areas were hit as well within the vicinity of Mekelle. And again, this is a sign of desperation on the part of the Abiy loyalists and the Amhara militia paramilitary units. We are also hearing information coming out of the Amhara region that would also indicate a sign of desperation. It is calling for individuals to defend their cities, and that means basically individual persons, not the military. It would seem that is cause and effect, and it would appear that the federal military, the Ethiopian Abiy loyalists, are suffering really catastrophic losses in terms of equipment, manpower, and organizational structure. And that is one of the reasons we are hearing some of the leadership members within the Amhara region calling for, well, they've already called for mass mobilizations. They've been undertaking mass mobilization, but this appears to be something a little different in terms of calling for individuals to stand in place near their houses and homes and residence and fight the oncoming Tigrayan defense forces. Now, will that happen? Again, very, very difficult to say. In terms of what is being done right now by the Amhara region, by the federal forces, it would appear that everything is being done that can be done to attempt to retake lands that have been taken earlier. However, the latest operation, which was a very large operation planned and then executed, has not gone very well. And other issues, it would appear that the town of Waggle has been seized by the Tigrayan Defense Forces. That is a very important target that that will be very significant as the Tigrayan Defense Forces continue to press in a southwesterly direction within the confines, within the area of Waldea. But a very, very important target that was seized and is now controlled by the Tigrayan Defense Forces. The real issue right now is for the Ethiopian military at this point, the Amhara military forces, is that the offensive which was launched about 8 days ago was did not go well. And apparently, the information that we are receiving, they suffered tremendous losses. There were some key mechanized units that were caught in ambushes and destroyed. A lot of equipment was captured. There were also other units that were engaged and defeated, and there was also other units that simply did not have the motivation to move forward. And that is the status that the Ethiopian / Amharan regional forces have found themselves in right now. They are not doing well. There is a lot of infighting going on, and I've talked about that before. The political infighting that is occurring between individuals within the leadership of the Ethiopian military. Then there's the fragmentation of other forces, such as the Amhara regional militias, who don't always agree with the actual federal military apparatus. So it is a very chaotic situation. And then you also have the forces of the Afwerki regime inside of Ethiopia as well, causing even more chaos, so to speak. But again, it would appear that Mekele was struck by aircraft. Wegaltino, the town right here on my map, was taken. This is fairly significant, I'd have to say, because if you look at the terrain around Wagten, it's very important to look at this. So even if the Tigrayan Defense Forces do not move forward from Waggle the ability for Ethiopian federal forces to retake this town will be very challenging. Again, I just want to kind of fly in and look. If this area now is under the control of the Tigrayan Defense Forces, again, very, very defendable terrain. If a force is coming from the south with the intent of seizing control of Waggle it will be very, very difficult to do so. So we look, and you have a very narrow piece of land. If you're following this mountain road up, again, this is probably an attacking force that would have to cover this ground here, and we look at the distance. You have it's a tenth of a mile, and we look at turn that into meters, 236 meters at its narrowest point. So actually, this is the narrowest point right here. So that is significant. And that's going to be really a challenging mission if a force would have to cross that with the intent of possibly seizing Wagtunnel again. The area around it, again, it sits on a mesa that is very, very defendable. And if this town is under the control of the Tigrayan Defense Forces, very, very difficult for the Ethiopian forces to possibly counterattack this area, especially if the TDF decide to fortify this area. But in all likelihood, they may do so, but at the same time, they may continue on south-southeast with the intent of taking further targets, which appears to be the mission goal right now. But that's where we sit right now. Again, airstrikes in Mekele and continued chaos within the federal Abiyist forces, and the Amhara regional forces are, again, continue to suffer defeats, be driven back as the TDF close on Kombolcha Dese. And I've talked about before that if Kombolcha or Dese falls under the control of the TDF, this is going to be almost unwinnable for the federal forces, the Amhara regional forces. But we'll continue to monitor the situation and report as events warrant. Have a good day, everybody.